Bulletcast for life. Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise!
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I am a 24-year-old piece of gold, the greatest sports recreational podcast in the world today, and I am the microphone messiah. Yes, I am still your current reigning, defending Bulletcast champion, just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby. This title reign is hashtag forever undisputed. For life, brother. 158 days as the Le Champion of this show, but you know I never do it alone. He's my tag team partner, the Canadian Destroyer. He's the host of the award-winning Under the Radar host, creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, BT Brandon Tan Goma. How you doing today, BT?
Well, Philip, I'm doing just fine. I think I've been playing too many video games because, when I play, my elbow starts to hurt, and then now I have, some tingling, numbing sensation in my pinky. So, yeah, I think this quarantine's getting to me right now.
Oh, dude. Oh, what you playing there, bud?
I switch between Warzone, Fortnite, and MLB The Show.
Really? Yeah, I play video games, but about a couple hours every day, Keeps the hand-eye coordination fresh. Keeps the mind sharp. I've been on that 2K20, man, that WWE. Once you kind of get your own realm going, your own little universes, it's not that bad. Of course, all the patches have been up to date, and it's not bad. I got AEW going on, I got NWA going on. Yeah, so it's okay, dude.
Don't think I've played a WWE video game in 3 years.
That's okay. See, that I get my creativity from playing those games, That's how I keep my mind sharp. I did play NBA Live last night, though. Your boy was getting buckets, you feel me?
You're an NBA Live player? I didn't know they still had that game.
Oh, it's like NBA Live 2015 or 16. I think I downloaded it for free. That's why I have it. But yeah, man, it's great. Your boy was getting buckets, Durant and Curry was tearing it up on the court, That's how I do it.
Well, anyways, I didn't know this was a video game podcast.
It could be. You never know, man. Maybe I have to have you on Complex Conversations to discuss video games. I don't know. I just released a new one. Go check it out. My good buddy Jonathan Sturholm from high school, he came on. He's a fellow high school coach, so we discussed our journeys in that. And, yeah, man, yesterday was Canada Day. Brandon, what'd you do?
I sat on my ass, did nothing, and did not observe it.
Wow. Well, because you're the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Well, I'm an honorary Canadian. I celebrated nicely, had some poutine, found a nice little spot in San Leandro that does that, and it was nice. Had some Canadian bacon in the morning. Very nice, absolutely.
So what I did on Canada Day is I pre-gamed for a real national holiday. That's 4th of July.
I'm not going to celebrate the 4th of July. I don't think anybody really should, given what's happened in our country as of late. It's just my personal opinion.
Philip, we're not a political podcast. Let's stick to wrestling.
Yes. It's 4th of July will be my mother's birthday, though, so happy early birthday, Mama Messiah. Can we say that? Can we say that on the show?
And happy early birthday to me, because 4th of July is 2 weeks before my birthday.
Oh, dude, what day's your birthday again?
The 18th.
The 18th.
2 weeks before 4th of July.
Oh my God, we are gonna have a big podcast celebration for you then, dude. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait. All right, we got to get into this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't talk about everything from SmackDown and Raw and stuff like that, I figured, we don't have to run down every single thing that happens there anymore. Just whatever I find interesting, or if Brandon has a little tidbit that he wants to shoot on, sure, we'll go ahead and do that. Other than that, we're just going to speak about how we feel, These podcasts might become a lot shorter, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know. We'll find out. The biggest thing from SmackDown was the Undertaker tribute, Baron Corbin's dissing Taker. So, I'm pretty sure at Survivor Series, not a match, but, a little scuffle kerfuffle with big mean Mark Callis and Baron Corbin might take place at Survivor Series because he was talking trash. Jeff Hardy comes out there. Everybody, they're celebrating. They're like, thank you, Taker. All that good-ish. So yeah, what do you think about SmackDown's tribute to the Undertaker? And they made the Boneyard match like 20 minutes longer than it actually had to be due to commercials.
Well, the tribute itself, it was fine, I guess. But the one thing I hated was the opening segment where you get all the wrestlers who are supposed to be cool, independent badasses. You get them on stage and they all chant "Thank you, Taker" like they're in a school choir or something like that. I feel as though you could just do without that. Like, I'm fine with if you wanted to do something at the end, which what they did was okay. But I just don't like it when they get all the wrestlers together and they all do a happy song and dance like they're all one big happy family.
I mean, they are family, you know. Taker said in the last ride, and the boys and girls in the back, that's your family on the road.
Yeah, in the back, and not on stage.
Well, you know, they're giving their admiration to the greatest character in the history of not just their company, but in the history of the business. I'm fine with it. Thank you, Taker. Thank you for 30 years of service. I appreciate you, brother.
God forbid I want my wrestlers to be cool and, not follow the company line.
Well, you know who's cool? Baron Corbin. He didn't follow the company line. Started trashing Taker.
Well, maybe Baron Corbin gets superstar spotlight this week.
He might just, I don't know.
First time in years or ever.
I don't know if you know this, but he is a king.
And whenever Roman Reigns comes back, he and Baron Corbin are going to tear the house down.
Well, they are, because Roman's the best. Yes, sir. That's what the big man said. Yes.
That other guy.
Oh yes. Oh, the other guy. I miss the other guy sometimes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on from that. The biggest news. This happened the day after we recorded. Tessa Blanchard has been not only stripped of the Impact Heavyweight Championship, she's been fired from Impact Wrestling. You know, the reports were going around that she was supposed to send in promos because she wasn't at the tapings due to the fact that she does live in Mexico with her fiance. I think it's Daga. I think he wrestles for the company as well. And yeah, she just didn't do them. Like, I'm not going to do it, brother. She pulled a Hogan. And yeah, so she's been stripped in from the title and fired. And now, this really puts a damper on Slammiversary's main event. It's supposed to be a 5-way. Her, Eddie Edwards, Ace Austin, Hernandez, and Michael Elgin for the Impact World title. Now that Elgin's been gone from the company due to the sexual allegations that surrounded him, and now that Tessa's been fired, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen at Slammiversary. Brandon, thoughts on Tessa being fired and stripped of the title?
Well, Tessa has had a long history of maybe not being the best person in the world. I mean, like the day or two before she was supposed to win the men's world title, there was all these allegations of bullying and racial slurs being used. And Tessa, I mean, the reason she's not in WWE, it seems as though, was because she had an attitude and was not liked well backstage. I mean, she was in the Mae Young Classic. She impressed. I thought, her and Rhea Ripley were going to be the two stars coming out of that thing, and they were going to go on and do big things in WWE. Now, Rhea Ripley, she's been doing okay things right now. We're not going to talk about what she did with Robert Stone and Aaliyah yesterday on NXT. But Tessa Blanchard, I mean, honestly, she's probably the best North American women's wrestler in the world right now, especially since Becky is out on maternity leave. But it's just the backstage politics and her attitude and everything surrounding her. And I mean, we kind of see this in sports in general, where you have a fantastic athlete, but sometimes, like, you can maybe say she's Antonio Brown. She's a fantastic athlete, maybe one of the best in the world, but just everything behind the scenes is a little too much to deal with. Rumor has it that AEW isn't really interested. WWE sending out feelers. Maybe that's the place she's going to go, but who really knows at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at it. AEW, they could use her. They could definitely use her for their women's division, but, that probably won't happen. I mean, her dad's there. You never know. And with the backstage politics and her behavior, I just found out about this, when we did that podcast, when all those rumors and allegations came out about her attitude. Apparently this has been going on for a couple of years. I had no idea. But, she probably was like, hey, my dad's a horseman. I don't need to do this ish. And, that's quite a possibility. And then it appears that Impact has gotten their championship back. I know I said on In the Click, go listen to that episode, The New Hope. I said that she was going to pull a Shawn before WrestleMania 10. They weren't going to get that belt back, but either they actually got it back from her or they had a spare ready to go. WWE put enough feelers yet. It's a possibility, but where else can she really go? I don't see her going to NWA because they're in a big problem with Dave Lagana being gone. And Marty Bell and Allison Kay, they are two of the women who had problems with Tessa behind the scenes in Stardom and other promotions. And WoW is done, so she can't go there. I don't know when Shimmer's going to start back up, so maybe she can go there. So it's very interesting. I think the only two. I mean, no, she could dabble in Mexico because Mexico they don't care about politics. I mean, you see, Sexy Star is still working after there's video of her literally breaking somebody's arm, like breaking their arm in a match. So there is other work for Tessa to do. If it's not here in North America, then she can just make a career in Mexico.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Philip, but Mexico is in North America.
I realized that after I said it. If she can't make a career here in the States, she can just go down in Mexico.
There you go. I mean, if she can't find work in North America, maybe she can go to Japan, which is not in North America, and has a pretty good women's scene over there.
I mean, but given what's happened over there with her in Japan, who knows if they'd actually welcome her back.
Maybe she goes to the UK if the UK wrestling scene is even a thing anymore.
She could revitalize that damn thing. You feels me? Yeah, it's unfortunate, an attitude problem. Like, she's my age, bro. Like, she's 24. Like, what are you doing? Like, look, your father's a horseman. Yes, absolutely. You're immensely talented, and to have all the success you've achieved at that young, that's unbelievable. But you don't have to have an attitude problem. Charlotte's dad is a horseman. We don't hear about her having attitude problems. Yeah, exactly.
I hope Tessa goes to AEW just because the women's division needs it, but I think the more likely outcome is her going to WWE, and I think maybe her going to WWE and she realizes, like, okay, maybe this is like my last chance, even though she is so young, that if she wants to make it in the big time, quote unquote, that she needs to kind of straighten up. But I mean, she's 24. You would think at 24 and how long she's been in the business by this point, she would know not to do stuff like that. But sometimes when you're that damn good, you think you can get away with everything.
Absolutely. And like, I want to see her versus Charlotte. I want to see her versus Becky whenever Becky comes back. I want to see Tessa versus Asuka, Tessa versus Sasha, Tessa versus the Baby Bailey. I want to see all that stuff. So, maybe WWE can swoop her up. And the physical stature of her versus Rhea Ripley, I'm like, okay, yizzer, I want to see that. I think that'd be dope. So, Tessa, baby girl, listen to you, boy. Get your act together. Come on now. You're too damn talented to be wasted away. We'll be here 10 years from now. Hey, yo, you remember homegirl, she won a men's world title, Tessa Blanchard. Whatever happened to her? Oh, dude, her career was over at 24. She had an attitude problem. Oh, damn. That's too bad. Think about what she could have been, I don't want to have those conversations 10 years from now, Get your act together. You can do better. You're too damn talented to let it waste away. All right. Hell, Sean got his act together. You can too. And what Sean did was far worse. Come on, Tessa. Stop playing. All right. I don't know if you know this guy, but Brandon, he's outlandish. Zicky Dice, you ever heard of that guy?
Friend of the podcast, of course I know that guy.
Friend of the pod, yes. So I just found out about this one, like I said, when I was on In the Click. He asked for his release from the NWA, so once it's granted, he will have to relinquish the NWA Television Championship. And I know he's been doing stuff with this Twitch, ZDTV, and all these other endeavors. I was supposed to have him back on the show for an interview, but he said he's busy with all these other things, and we'll link up later. And yeah, man. So where do you think Zicky Dice will go?
I mean, I don't know. Zicky Dice is a guy he's talented, kind of an over-the-top character. I don't know if he exactly is a good fit for WWE. AEW seems like a logical fit, but AEW has so many characters and so many wrestlers in their division that, maybe he could find a spot there, but I think it's just kind of too crowded at this point. Maybe he wants to make a name at a certain spot in Mexico, Japan, or something, and maybe that's why he wants to get out of NWA. But at this point, it's like there's not a lot of opportunities right now. So unless he wants to do something outside of wrestling, I don't know where he really goes from here.
Yeah, I was thinking AEW because Ricky Starks and him are homeboys, but Baby Huey's brother Tommy, he brought up a great thought on the show that what if he goes to Impact? And I'm like, oh, yeah, because his. I think they'd really let him just kind of still do whatever he's doing, and I think he would. I think he would thrive in Impact, and they could use the talent with the amount of guys they just cut. So yeah, what do you think about Zicky Dice going to Impact?
Impact does seem like a logical place. I kind of always forget about Impact, but they are making a lot of moves. They're teasing a lot of former or WWE releases. I know you asked me if I had anything else, but I just remember this, that apparently it's a done deal that the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, are going to Impact, and then maybe also Eric Young's going to Impact. So Impact making some moves right now, trying to get some new talent on their roster.
It's a done deal. I like that. That's what's up. Shout out to them Good Brothers. Those Good Brothers. Oh, as I see this clip from NXT last night, Robert Stone, he missed a complete tope cross body to Rhea Ripley. Oh Jesus. That's unfortunate. It's a very unfortunate. You know what, Brandon? Maybe we should do an NXT rundown. You watched it last night, right?
Well, normally I watch NXT a little bit later. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I watched the opening match, the Fatal 4-Way elimination match with my girl Candice. Unfortunately, she did not come away with the victory.
No, of course.
She was actually the first one eliminated, so I was quite sad about
Dakota Kai won, am I right?
No, Tegan Nox won.
Really? I like Tegan. She has the shiningest wizard knee. I like Tegan. I do. I'm excited for that. Congratulations. Well, let's continue with our outside of the ring. Scream 5 is apparently in the works. The horror film franchise from the 90s is being revitalized one last time, even though its director and creator, Wes Craven, passed away a number of years ago. This is being moved on in production, and the reason why it's on there is because one of the stars of the Scream franchise is a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, David Arquette. He's been making his name again in the indie scene and in the wrestling world, making towns, doing business. He was at Starrcast last year. So, what are your thoughts of seeing David reprise his role as Dewey in Scream?
Despite being Scream for about 3 years in a row when I was a child, never seen the movie, don't really care.
You've never seen Scream?
Nope.
1, 2, 3, or 4?
Nope.
Oh my, Brandon! Oh my God! Look, I might have another heart attack after the whole Shawn Michaels fiasco. Jesus Christ! Oh Jesus! Oh.
Not a big horror movie guy.
Okay, Brandon, we do me a favor. This Halloween, we watch them, please. Do this for me. I'm your boy, or at least I think I am. I hope I am. I pray to God I am.
I'll think about it.
Think about it. Okay. I'll text you after we're off air to let you know what order to watch them in. Or no, just watch them all in order, but I'll tell you which one's the best. Anyway.
No, I think I was going to start off with 3, then go to 1, then go to 4, and then go to 2.
3's the worst. 1.
There you go. So then I'll start it off, and I'll be like, I'm not watching any more of these, so then I'll just throw it away.
No. 2's the best one. That's my personal opinion.
So I go 2, then 1, then 4, then 3.
No, you have to watch them all in order. But I'm just saying 3 is the worst one. If you want to skim through it, I won't blame you. Anyway, last up on our outside of the ring, EC3. He's been teasing that he's going to different promotions. After Moose had a match, his TNA theme played. Trouble, played, and Moose was like, well, what's going on? Anyway, he cut a promo on his Instagram like he's been doing, and AEW was projected behind him, so, like it's a bat symbol or something. So, EC3 just teasing the bag, man, Where do you think he'll actually go?
I mean, I was kind of just under the impression that he was going to be going to Impact just because everything that's been going on. They've been teasing him a lot recently. When AEW, I mean, I feel as though his character is kind of maybe too similar to MJF's. So I don't know if that would exactly mesh well together. And Impact, I mean, technically he is an Impact baby. I mean, shout out Dixie Carter, his aunt. But, I mean, if he wants to go to AEW, good for him. I think AEW definitely needs some more heels, and maybe EC3 can be a guy that Moxley can beat down. Maybe he goes in, faces Moxley, and leaves. I don't know, but I mean, I've never really been the biggest fan of EC3 talent-wise, so even if he goes anywhere, I don't really expect too many big things from him, anyways.
I mean, in TNA, he was far better than whatever they did with him in WWE. It's a shame they wasted his talent. I mean, this guy in Impact campaigned for the World Championship like a president. He campaigned for an opportunity at the world title as if he was running for the presidency. And I thought that was original. I thought that was dope. Hell, if I was ever on the indie scene, I'd do that. I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah, despite me not liking EC3's upside all that much, I do feel as though he was vastly underutilized in both NXT and in WWE.
NXT, he only had like, what, 2 matches there and then he was gone?
He had like a fun little feud with Velveteen Dream, and that was about it. I mean, his highlight in his WWE run was like that poolside vignette thing.
Absolutely. And then that gif of him holding up a cup, red cup. Oh, God. Oh, God. Rumor has it he, Cesaro, and Robert Roode were supposed to be the main event muscle men. Hell of a lot better than whatever the hell Cesaro's doing now. I'll tell you that right now.
Not to be confused with the main event Mafia?
No, not to be. No, the main event Mafia was confused of former world champions. Main event muscle men, those 3 men have never won a world title. So, yeah.
Well, Robert Roode won the Impact World title, and he's an NXT champion.
Okay, we're talking about, like WCW or WWE. Those real world championships. That's what we're talking about. I mean, you look at the main event Mafia, Sting, Hall, Big Papa Pump, the Big Bad Booty Daddy, Kurt Angle.
ROH doesn't count?
No. It was either the WCW or WWE World Titles. It was either one of the two. You had to win those. But then the second reincarnation, they just messed it up, and I don't know what happened. They got Rampage Jackson in there. It was just oh god, it was terrible. This is the most TNA I've ever talked in a very long time.
Well, they got a big show coming up on my birthday that I'm definitely not going to watch.
Oh, I'll watch it in your honor.
I'd rather catch up on the New Japan Cup instead.
Wow, we actually got some New Japan fan mail.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. But we gotta talk about the Broken Skull sessions. Stone Cold Steve Austin did one with my boy, Mark Henry. Yeah, man, my grandmother actually saw a picture of Mark Henry and said I look like him.
No comment.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but it was fun, man. Watching this latest incarnation of the Broken Skull sessions. Mark talks about how he broke into the business, being the world's strongest man, how he stepped away to go compete in the world's strongest man competition yet again, and Vince told him there's no room in my company for the second strongest man in the world. And he talked about how the Hall of Pain gimmick was started. Yeah, it was just really fun to learn about that. That aspect and the trials and tribulations of Mark Henry's life and career, and how he eventually did go on to beat Randy Orton to become world champion. And that next night on Raw, he's on the ring with JR, and he's like, "What am I? What am I?" JR's like, well, "You're the world champion." He's like, "You damn right I am." It was great, man. I take it you haven't seen this.
I mean, of course I watched this, Philip, because I just watch everything. It was a fantastic watch. I mean, Mark Henry giving great insight into his career. Maybe didn't reach the heights that he thought he did, but shout out Mark Henry. WWE, threw a bunch of dumb gimmicks at him, but he was like, you know what? I'm going to stay and work this out because I'm going to get my bag. And he got his bag and so much more. Met Mark Henry once. Wasn't very happy about it because it was in the NXT line, and I was hoping I was going to meet Sasha Banks and Kevin Owens, but instead they had to go to the takeover thing, and then I got Mark Henry instead. Nice guy, though.
Really? I met him at StarCast. He was okay. I think he was tired.
I think he was tired, too, because I think when I met him, it was like 5, 6 o'clock, and they're there all day.
Yeah. But shout out Mark, the Hall of Pain, one of the best theme songs in WWE history, I might add. Doesn't get talked about enough. Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. What? Somebody gonna get... Yeah, just great. Just absolutely great. Absolutely. Phenomenal. Yeah, man. So that was fun. I really did enjoy that. He talked about if he had a new nation, who would be in it. He said the New Day, the Street Profits, and Kevin Owens.
Because Kevin Owens does it for the culture.
He would be the Owen, because Owen was in the nation. Shout out Owen. Happy belated Canada Day, my brother. All right, moving on. This day in wrestling, WCW Raw 2001. So this was when WCW was in the main event of Raw, and it was Buff Bagwell versus Booker T. One of the worst matches in Raw history, I might add.
Yeah, who knows what Raw and the Invasion would have looked like if this match actually went well.
Yeah, it was this, and then what was the other one? I think Booker T was in the other one too. When didn't he team with Trish against Bagwell and Jackie Gata or something like that? I know Trish and Jackie were in the match. I can't remember who their partners were, but that was not good either. The Invasion would have went well if the bigger stars had actually come to the company. You know, NWO, Hall, Nash, Hogan, Goldberg, Sting. But yeah, and then we could have got Sting Taker when they were both in their primes, and we wouldn't be people. There are people who are actually clamoring for it now, and I'm like, that's not going to look pretty. Let's not do that.
I wasn't clamoring for it 5 years ago, and I'm definitely not wanting to see this now.
No, I'm saying there are people that are, but not us, because we use our brains here.
I didn't watch the video, but I saw a thumbnail that's saying that Sting is once again teasing an Undertaker match, which, God, please no.
Let's not do that. I mean, you met Sting at Starcast. What kind of shape did he look in?
Well, he was full gimmick with the coat on, so I couldn't exactly see his... And besides, we're all getting quarantine bodies right now, so we're in a different world. I don't know what he's looking like right now.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to find out. We'll see. All right, there was a SmackDown on this day in 2002. Hulk Hogan and Edge became tag team champions. Something else happened on that SmackDown. I really can't remember. Anyway, moving on from that, Cody Rhodes makes his main roster debut in WWE on a Raw on this day in 2007. And look where his career went since, Brandon. Did you ever think that young Cody Rhodes would be in the position he is now?
No, because I never thought that we'd actually get maybe not a legit competition, but a decent competition to WWE.
Yes. Oh, on that SmackDown, it was Undertaker and Kurt Angle ended in a draw. Also on this Raw that Cody Rhodes debuted on, Umaga beat Santino Marella to win back the Intercontinental Championship. TNA Impact Slammiversary, a whole bunch of stuff happened on that show in 2017. Let me see. Where's the good stuff? Moose and D'Angelo Williams defeat Chris Adonis and Eli Drake. You have EC3 defeating James Storm. Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park defeated Josh Matthews and Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. You have Eddie Edwards and Angelina Love defeat Davey Richards and Alicia. I have no idea who that is. Sanjay Dutt defeated Low-Key. Allison Kay defeats Rosemary. Yada yada yada. There was just a whole bunch of stuff that happened.
Low-Key, an absolute idiot. If you've seen his Twitter, wear a mask, people.
Oh, yeah.
Don't listen to Low-Key. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
He does not. Oh my.
And Austin Aries, for that matter.
Oh my goodness. Randy Orton with the fire Instagram post this morning.
Thirst trap?
His wife, yes sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So with Low-Key, I've heard rumblings about this. He doesn't want to wear a mask.
Because it's intruding on him, and if he doesn't want to wear a mask, then why does he have to wear a mask? Because he's healthy and he's not going to infect anybody because he doesn't have it. And then Austin Aries is like, well, I'm whatever. If I don't want to wear a mask and I cough all over, I don't know. Austin Aries, I saw his post and it was just mind-bafflingly stupid.
Dude, if Kane can wear a mask for like a 25-30 minute wrestling match, you can wear one for a quick trip in a grocery store. Come on, guys.
It's literally a piece of cloth that if everyone wears it, it's like a very minimal chance of us getting the Rona. It's not that hard, people.
It's not that hard. A gentleman came in our store. He didn't wear a mask. We asked him to put one on. He started yelling at us like, "I know my rights." Like, is it not a federal law? No, but it's becoming a local law in some places. Dude, just put the thing on. Stop complaining. It's just that simple.
But when you're inside a business, the business has the right to tell you what to do.
Absolutely. If you don't like that, take your business elsewhere. But he didn't. He went back and got his mask. I'm like, oh yeah. That's what I thought. Anyway, we got some birthdays. Happy birthday to Bret the Hitman Hart, 63 years old. Happy belated Canada Day, Brett, even though you did screw yourself in Survivor Series 97. Charles Robinson, Lil H, one of the best referees in history. He's 56 years old. And Scotty Tuhade, 1/3 of Too Cool. He's 47 years old. Anything to say to these fine gentlemen, Brandon? No?
Happy birthday, Bret Hart. I know I kind of crap on him a little bit, but on, I think, maybe the final episode of WWE Backstage had a really good interview with Renee Young. Great insight, Bret Hart did. And CM Punk was there, too.
Yes, love CM Punk. Love him to death. All right. We got some fan mail. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we? Here we go. Jack of all trades. Hey guys, is it me or did the TNT Championship match fall a little short? Oh yeah, it did. It did. It wasn't up to par. I'm not gonna lie there. Robert Walker. Did anybody else pop when MVP broke out the perfect plex for the win on Raw? Yes, I thought that was very well done. He didn't use the 305 jumping flatliner or the playmaker. He just broke out a perfect plex, and I dug it. A lot. Who do you 420?
Who do you?
Mates, a decent showing by, as Philip would say, super bad. Penelope Ford on Fyter Fest. The girl has something, but is it? I don't know. Does she have it, Brandon?
I mean, I don't know if we're going to get into it a little bit later, but I thought the match was fine. The spot with Kip Sabian coming out with the kendo stick was laughably stupid and over the top.
As I swallow my V8, yes, it was the spot where he gets hit and he just throws it up in the air. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That was all very cute. All right, Dan, Codebreaker and Lion Salt. Did Ricochet just decide to stop doing moves of his own and steal Jericho's? Well, Jericho gave his blessing for the Codebreaker. I'm not sure about the Lion Salt. Yeah.
Well, I don't think Jericho is the first or the only person to ever do a springboard moonsault.
No, but he made it famous.
I mean, sure, why not?
Yes, it's like the moonwalk. Michael Jackson didn't invent it, but he made it famous. Just the way things go. All right, Alfie Lewis. Philip says that he's had a few tag team partners. How many have you had? Oh, Jesus. Well, my mother's my first one, as everybody's mother should be their tag team partner. But outside of my mother, my boy Damon, who got me into wrestling, tag team for a few years, there's my boy Vinny. There's Brandon, of course, tag team partner every week, and then my coworker Juan. So I'd say about four tag team partners. Yeah. He says, "Who's your favorite?" Ooh, I love all of you guys equally. There we go.
Just say your mother. I can't yell at you if you say your mother.
Oh, my mother. There we go. Absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
Absolutely. And then, what's your favorite living room wrestling memory? Ooh, man.
Almost killing my brother trying to do an F5.
I don't know, dude. Me and my boy Damon, we had quite a few tag team matches in my living room against his brother and a cousin. When we were Team Unrated, 3-time living room tag team champions. But I think my favorite one, we're doing a last man standing match. We legit wrestled for like an hour and a half. I kept getting up at 9 and 8/10, and he's like, "Man, F this," and it was like the plastic foam big gold title. He legit smacked me over the head with it, and I was down. No, that was a fun one. No, that was fun.
And this was only last week.
No. This is like 2008.
Teen.
No. Of course not. 2008. No teen. Just 2008. Yes, there we go. All right, Jack of all trades, boys. I miss breathing in the switchblade. I'm a fan of what Jay White. I think he has it. The kid's got spunk. He's got spunk. Absolutely got spunk. Oh Jesus, he is lightened up the DMs in Brightest Day X. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for Mr. X.
Gotta start off by saying thanks for the well wishes for my sister's wedding. Very much appreciated. Oh, congratulations, Sister X.
Shout out, Sister X.
Shout out, Sister X. With the influence of Matt Hardy, could Private Party become the, wait for it, Party Boys with the Z at the end, of course? You never know. You never know. I love the ending to Io Shirai and Sasha Banks match. Asuka and the Green Mist make everything better. Yes. Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, yes, yes. I want that C1 Corvette and Dodge Viper from Great American Bash. Just saying. Hey, man, get your hands on it, brother. Get your hands on it. Alright, and last up, how would you feel if the OG elite of Kenny and the Bucks made a heel turn at some point down the road, kind of like Hogan and the Outsiders? Well, you know, I think I think the Young Bucks can do far better than Kenny Omega. Hell, I think Adam Page can do far better than Kenny Omega.
I think at this point, I'm kind of been disappointed with how Kenny has been portrayed in AEW. I think he could have been so much more, and I think they are slightly planting seeds for maybe the cleaner to come back. And if the Bucks do join him, and they kind of break off from the elite, and they be or I guess they'd be the OG elite, that would be a lot of fun. Because I just think Kenny at this point needs to switch some things up, and I think they didn't think that Hangman was going to catch fire as much as he did. So I think I'm just kind of waiting for crowds to come back, because I'm just trying to imagine like these big angles and moments happening in front of crowds, because it just doesn't feel it just wouldn't do it justice. Because I feel like if Orange Cassidy finally tried in front of whatever 10,000 people, the crowd would have been absolutely crazy. But unfortunately, that couldn't happen. And I feel if Kenny turns on Hangman, whether it be during the title run or after the title run, that could be a lot of fun, and that can lead into a feud and maybe a title feud later on down the line.
And then he pours milk on him because he's corny like that. Yeah.
Oh, and Kurt Angle does it. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Kurt Angle. I don't know if you know this, Brandon, but Kurt Angle won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Call me when Kenny Omega does that.
Well, Kenny Omega only had the greatest wrestling match of all time, and he had probably the second greatest wrestling match of all time.
Who lied to you? Are you getting this from Dave Meltzer? The guy that thinks that Mark is just as bad as the N-word? The guy that's defending Jim Cornette? You still pay attention to that guy?
We all know, Philip, I'm a Wade Keller guy. I don't listen to Dave Meltzer stuff.
Okay. You listen to the guy that says WWE. I like Wade. I do. He does good-ish. Very good-ish. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to go over to Monday Night Raw. Contract signings between Blueface, Banks, and Asuka. Also, Drew McIntyre, hey Drew, and Dolph Ziggler. These are contract signings for of course, the Raw Women's title and the WWE Championship matches at Extreme Rules, the Horror Show. When the hell did they start calling it the Horror Show?
Last week.
Why is that? Is it because Bray Wyatt? I see cult leader Hawaiian shirt Bray Wyatt's wrestling. So is Bray Wyatt the new Three Faces of Foley? Is that what this is?
I guess.
So what about Dreadhead Bray Wyatt? So that's like the fourth, right?
I guess we're gonna see Bray Wyatt make like 5 different entrances at the Royal Rumble next year.
Dude, what the hell? Oh, that Rumble where Mick Foley did that. Kudos to my boy.
In San Jose, by the way.
In San Jose. Hey! That was amazing. Yeah. So I don't. Oh, the title has to be on the line for that. Honest to God, it could be a spectacle and it could be something great, or it could be absolute carnage and trash. Either way, the Bulletcast title will be on the line for Extreme Rules, the Horror Show. What did you think of the contract signings?
The contract signings, I thought it was a nice little change of pace to open up the show with them brawling, the women brawling. The promo with Ziggler and McIntyre, it was fine. I much more enjoyed the promo backstage with McIntyre and Asuka. I thought that their dynamic was just perfect together. Ziggler and Banks, I mean, Ziggler's already kind of a laughing stock in terms of why is he getting this title opportunity, and then he's just kind of getting demeaned by Banks and Bayley.
How dare you? How dare you?
I mean, what has he done in the past 2 years to deserve this title shot?
He got McIntyre back to the main roster, got him a tag team championship, had stellar Intercontinental Championship matches with Seth Rollins. How dare you? How dare you?
But did he win those Intercontinental title shots?
Yes he did. He beat him on Raw to become the Intercontinental Champion.
If it hasn't, I'm like Vince. If it hasn't happened within like the past 2 weeks, I forget.
Wow.
I'm the reason why Raw sucks. And
Dude.
well, Raw's okay. SmackDown, I haven't watched SmackDown. Let's be honest, in like months.
Dude, come on. Just, oh, Jesus, as that rings. Just push my boy Ziggler. Just do it. Stop playing with my emotions. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, it leads to a match, and Sasha Banks, Blueface Banks, and Dolph Ziggler defeat Drew McIntyre and Asuka. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Two of my favorite people in the world winning. I love it. Better happen at Extreme Rules, the horror show, because if it doesn't, I may not do a recap that night, Brandon.
Kind of the obvious finish because I don't think you want to pin Ziggler because, as I kind of said, he's already kind of a weak challenger to begin with. You could maybe pin Banks, but I think they want to build her up a little bit and give Ziggler and Banks a little bit of momentum going into it. The match itself was all right, but nothing really spectacular happened.
Nothing really spectacular did happen.
But once again, the challengers beating the champions in a non-title match, which we're going to talk about on the next segment.
Absolutely. So, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP 1-2. You hear the clock ticking, tick-tock, all that great stuff. Fire theme song also, by the way. So MVP defeats Apollo Crews. I liked it. Thought it was good business. MVP finally getting a win. Now let's see if he can take the championship off of Apollo.
Once again, a challenger beating the champion in a non-title match. It feels as though it happens every single time, and it's just kind of boring and predictable at this point.
Well, you know what? I don't know what to tell you, dude. Don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to say.
And then we get Lashley defeating Ricochet. Where the hell has Ricochet been?
Yeah, nice to see Ricochet and Cedric back after having that feud with Brendan Vink and whoever the other guy is.
Shane Thorne.
Not the other guy.
Shane Thorne.
Sure, why not? They had a feud for like 2 weeks. They lose to the other guys, and then they're gone. Nice to see WWE being diverse and putting all the black people together in the storyline.
Man, I think all the black people are on Raw, dude. Except for, like, the New Day. And Sasha, obviously, but I think...
Sasha's everywhere.
Shut up, baby girl. But yeah, I think all the black people are on Raw, dude.
Great diversity there, WWE.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We shall see. What else happened on Monday Night Raw? Peyton Royce of the Iconics. Did you do the gimmick? Did you do it? Did you do it?
No, but somewhere young boy number 2 is doing it somewhere.
I remember. I forgot he did that, bro. Oh, God.
There's just so many iconic moments he did during that podcast that are too many to count.
Oh, gee. I wish that was at the TV station so I could just have that to watch over and over. That was great. She defeats...
If we did that at the TV station, we would still be recording that podcast. Or at least trying to start the podcast.
Oh, God, that was great.
We're kind of going off on a tangent, Philip, but do you remember back in the day when we had the TV class together and we had that one guy who said that he's done television before and then he was trying to read the news and he just couldn't do it? That's kind of what I feel like he would have been.
Oh my God, I kind of do. I don't even remember which guy that was.
I don't remember either, but I just remember it was a struggle. He kept trying to read the teleprompter, he just couldn't do it. After like the 10th try, Tom was like, "All right, you're done. Put somebody else in."
Yes. Oh God, what fun times. That was like 5 years ago. That was great. Anyway, so Peyton Royce defeats Ruby Riott. Shout out Peyton with a very interesting finishing maneuver. I think she learned that in the Flatbacks Wrestling Academy. That's owned by Sean Spears.
Lovely 3-minute match. What else can you ask for? Nobody got hurt, that's all we can ask for. And Ruby loses. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to build some sort of like outcast stable with Lana, Natalya, Liv, and Ruby, which I don't know exactly how that's going to work out.
If Ruby joins, she has to dye her hair blonde. I won't take anything else.
Maybe she just dyes it jet black. I don't think she's gonna go blonde.
No, she has to go blonde. I don't want anything
how
else.
about dirty blonde?
Oh, Jesus, that scared me. Dirty blonde. Really? No, it has to be like platinum blonde.
I don't even know what her natural hair color is because it's always dyed. Is it black? I don't know.
I feel like it may be black. That's a possibility.
Maybe she just goes Seth Rollins and puts a streak in it.
Oh, yes, there we go. Speaking of Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah and Buddy Murphy defeat Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo. There's a promo on the screen from Dominic and Rey Mysterio. This was all fine. Look, I'm kind of tired of Humberto. I'm sorry. He just doesn't do it for me. Another Hispanic guy that can do flips, okay, sure. We've seen that since the beginning of time. What else is his character?
I feel as though with the Seth Rollins Ray stuff, it's just kind of the same thing over and over and over again. And Ray and Dominic, I think they do good work. Like the promos themselves are fine, but I just feel as though we just kind of keep getting the same thing over and over and over again. I'm just waiting for the next chapter in this story because it feels like we have a promo. Seth is talking to Dominic and Ray via satellite while Humberto and Aleister Black do something, and then somebody's gonna get teased with being blinded, and that's the segment.
Wow. I mean, it's true. It's all very true. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Can we just get the match? Like, please, can we just get the match? Like, let's stop playing around.
They're gonna stretch this all the way out to SummerSlam.
Oh, I said that too. Now it's actually gonna happen. Well, we need something. Can we get like at Extreme Rules, the horror show? Can we get like Dominic in a match with like Murphy or something like that to spice it up? You know, just to give it a little drizzle, a little drizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Drip in the sauce.
Drip in the sauce, a little thizzle drizzle. Shut up, Mac Dre. All right, AEW Dynamite. So, we have Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Wardlow. They come out to the ring and Maxwell Jacob Friedman cuts a promo. He says, "We're in a ratings war, and who better to kick off Fyter Fest or whatever than Maxwell Jacob Friedman." This leads to them having their match with Jurassic Express, consisting of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and MJF, and Wardlow get the win.
The match itself, I thought was good, maybe a little clunky at times. I think MJF getting the win at the end of the day was the right finish. I think you build him up, and maybe he's the one that takes the TNT title off of Cody, just once again getting one up on Cody every single time. But fine opening match. Kind of saw this coming, but they still continued the dissension, possibly a little bit, with MJF and Wardlow, with MJF cussing him out and then accidentally hitting him with the diamond ring.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. All right, Hikaru Shida, holy Shida! She retains her championship against Superbad Penelope Ford because she was accompanied by Superbad Kip Sabian. Yeah, so the spot I'm talking about is Shida but kick Sabian. And he just throws the kendo stick up. What? Oh god, that was interesting. That was very interesting.
This wasn't the worst AEW women's match I've seen. Wasn't the best AEW's women's match I've seen. So I guess it's kind of a compliment. But I think they might have gone a little bit too long. They tried to do too much. And going back to the emailer's question, just Penelope Ford overall, I think athletically, she's good. I mean, she has like a nice base of athleticism that she can build off of, but I just think right now she is a little bit too green at the moment to really like make that next level. Hikaru Shida, I think, by far has been the best women's champion AEW has had thus far, and she's kind of running through the entire division. At this point, maybe Nyla Rose, who's going to be on Fyter Fest next week, she gets a little bit of a boost and go back to that. Or you do, I'm already Abaddon. I forget the zombie girl that was there a few weeks ago. Maybe you build to that match, and that can be something special. But right finish. Match itself was okay.
Yes. Nobody got hurt. That's all we can ask for. All right. Cody Rhodes. Or according to this thing I'm reading, WWE is still keeping the Rhodes name from him. I don't know. Anyway, he defended the TNT Championship, which is the championship of America's Greatest Network. He goes up against the Big Hurt, Jake Hager. And I just realized that Cody's American Nightmare shirt from last night was the font and style of the Great American Bash. So a big FU to WWE by Cody and AEW. Yeah, man, but Cody retains against Jake Hager. Hager was accompanied by his wife, Yowzers. Yeah, like the emailer said, it didn't really deliver, but it was decent. Cody doing more high risk moves than he usually does in his matches. Like I think I read on Bleacher Report that they said it didn't really have that extra umph, basically, that his other TNT Championship defenses have had, which is true, But they did the business. Hager locked in the triangle choke, but Cody just laid on top of him, and Hager pinned himself. Rookie mistake by somebody that's undefeated in MMA.
Yeah, I mean, the match itself was okay. Both Cody and Hager, I'm not really too high on their in-ring ability. I think Cody's one of those guys that it's like if he's in the ring with somebody more athletic or a better wrestler than him, then he can have a really good match. So he's kind of like a Triple H or a John Cena in that matter. But then when he has to be the one to kind of carry the match and create a lot of the movement, then that's when you kind of hit into a wall and the match isn't that great. I mean, Cody, this match compared to maybe Hager's world title match with Moxley, they're two kind of different matches, so it's kind of hard to really compare the two. But overall, I mean, the match was fine. I didn't have high expectations, so I don't really know how to grade it in terms of it being a disappointment or overachieving.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just don't know, bro.
I'm hoping that maybe Cody has another title defense next week since the Moxley thing was taken off the table. I know they have a tag title match set for next week, so maybe that's going to be the replacement. But maybe Cody can get a better match next week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Private Party! How much do they weigh? How much do they weigh, Brandon?
I don't know, because usually I skip the entrances.
Wow. They're full of like cranberry vodka or something. Anyway, they defeat Santana and Ortiz, consisting of the Inner Circle. The leader of the Inner Circle, Les Champion, he was on commentary with Excalibur, good old Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone. Yes, so Private Party gets the big win. How do you feel?
The match itself was good. I feel as though Santana and Ortiz could be so much more in this tag team division, and I think I'm just kind of coming to grips that they're not going to be that upper echelon tag team that I think they could be. Private Party, I'm still not sold on. Like, all the matches I've seen them in, they kind of have that choreographed, kind of too over the top, not believable matches that, some people might say the Young Bucks or some of the other wrestlers like Kenny and stuff like that, but I just feel like Private Party kind of takes a little too over the top, and with them winning, I felt as though if you were going to, since this was a number one contender match and they're going to have the match next week, with Kenny and Paige winning, or even best friends, two baby faces, I think having Santana and Ortiz be the heels and go on to face them next week, I think it could have been a much better story and a much better match itself. But obviously, as of this moment, Private Party kind of gets the boost because I think they're doing something with them and Matt. But overall, I wish Santana and Ortiz were the ones to get the victory, but right now, Private Party seems as though they're on a higher priority than them.
Absolutely. Especially with their being the elite stuff.
Santana and Ortiz have the Spanglish bit.
I guess, dude. And Brightest Day X wrote back. Top 10 favorite storylines, top 10 favorite cage matches. Jesus, oh my god. We have top 10 lists that'll last a lifetime, huh?
It's almost like the OG days where we would do these lists every single week.
Yes, I think that might be reoccurring. I don't know. These are new ones, though. I don't think we've ever done storylines or cages. What else happened? Oh yeah, Orange Cassidy and Le Champion had to get pulled apart.
Thank God for the locker room holding Orange Cassidy back, because he was an animal.
Dude, let me tell you, man. When he's not being a sloth, he's a feisty little thing.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. And I'm hoping that maybe Orange Cassidy pulls off the upset. I think that could be a memorable moment.
You could say that next week Orange Cassidy's gonna peel Chris Jericho.
I see what you did there.
Absolutely. Taz cut a promo. Who can survive the path of Cage? You know, he talks about how what did he say? What did he say? Mox is running scared. He got tested twice. You know, but you just bide in more time. That's fine. So in 2 weeks' time, it will be Fight for the Fallen, and that's when John Moxley will defend the title against Brian Cage. What do you think of the promo?
I like the promo very much. I mean, I kind of been saying the past few weeks, every time Taz does these things, I like it. I think Taz has consistently kind of been the best thing on Dynamite for me. I love the promo. I mean, it's a heel just talking crap about the babyface when the babyface is doing the honorable thing of staying home, quarantining himself. And then he also threw in a little jab at WWE saying that AEW doesn't run a sloppy ship like somebody else might be doing. So overall, I mean, I've just been really enjoying this. And the match itself, I mean, I'm not really excited for the match per se, but I'm just really liking the build right now with Taz.
Absolutely. Big shout out to my boy Will Hobbs, friend of the show, former APW Internet Champion. He was in the crowd for Dynamite last night.
Good for him. Maybe we'll see him on Dark or something.
Absolutely, absolutely. I saw he put on Facebook that he was traveling to Jacksonville. I'm like, okay, stay safe, my brother. That's what's up. Alright, it was the main event of Fyter Fest Night 1. It was Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page defending their AEW Tag Team Championships against the Best Friends. They were successful. Very successful.
I like the match. Maybe best match of the night, but that's not really saying a whole lot. I think most of the matches were like okay to decent. I think this one was probably the best one. I did enjoy the Best Friends getting driven to the ring by Trent's mom. I think that was a little funny, but maybe a little too funny. Maybe you could have had Best Friends be more serious in the build-up. The promo backstage with Kenny and Paige I thought was kind of just go through the motions and kind of bad, to be honest. But overall, the match itself was really good. And then the aftermath was pretty interesting, laying some groundwork for maybe some possible other tag team title matches.
Yes, you know, FTR, For the Revolution, Forever the Revival, Fear the Revolt, whatever they are, they came commentary side and drank some beers. You know, you got the Elite running out there after the match, and you know, the FTR handing Omega and Page beers. You know, Page was going to drink it, but Omega would have rather had some milk because he likes to steal gimmicks from the early 2000s. Yeah, man, but it was. I guess it was all well at the end of Fyter Fest.
The ending segment, I don't know exactly how to feel. I don't know if I was going to say it wasn't like terrible, but I just felt like the story was a little too convoluted because it's like, okay, Kenny doesn't drink beer, and because he doesn't drink beer, that should make him like a heel or a bad guy. And it's like as someone who knows Kenny, like I know he's straight edge and he doesn't drink and he doesn't do all that stuff, so it's like obviously he's not going to drink it. Maybe it was just supposed to be a nice gesture. Maybe he shouldn't have poured the beer out, but I don't really know how we're supposed to feel like as a viewer. Like, are we supposed to think like Kenny's the bad guy in the situation, or is FTR kind of, you know, over the top reacting to it? And then also Hangman was yelling at Kenny as well, so maybe they're continuing the dissension between the two, even though when it gets to in the ring everything's all fine and dandy. So I mean, the ending, I'm excited to see the possibility of FTR versus Omega and Page, but the segment and the storytelling itself I didn't feel make too much sense.
He's straight edge, so he's stealing Punk's gimmick too? Jesus, man.
Because CM Punk is the only straight edge person in the world.
I mean, the most notable straight edge person in the wrestling world.
I guess Darby Allin is copying CM Punk's gimmick too.
No, I think Darby Allin's more of like a Jeff Hardy, kind of in the weird art and the face paint stuff, but I like it. I like what Darby Allin does.
Shout out Darby Allin, who had that little video thing on Fyter Fest, doing the backflip onto the skateboard on the half pipe with no helmet. Don't know how many times that took for him to do that, but that's pretty badass, I'll admit.
Yes, I bet all the failed attempts are on World Star or something.
And if he's not medically cleared now, he's definitely not going to be.
Absolutely, you feels me? All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? Brandon, who do you have?
Well, I guess I said it earlier in the podcast. I'm going to live up to my promise. I'll go with Baron Corbin because he wasn't being a corporate shill and standing on the stage being a good little student and chanting "Thank you, Taker."
All right. I will go with all my Canadians except for Kenny Omega. Shout out to all my fellow Canadians. You know, happy belated Canada Day. Hope all of you had a very nice belated Canada Day, celebrating our country's history. You know, at the finest. Absolutely. All right, our promo pick of the week: Randall Keith Orton, Monday Night Raw, December 22nd, 2008. He's cutting a promo talking about how he kicked Batista in the head. Now he's waited 4 years for it because, Batista turned on him. They were in Evolution, and the arena in which he cuts this promo was the exact same arena he defeated who should not be named to become the world champion in SummerSlam of 2004. Yeah, man, it was good from Randy. And when I sent you the clip, I know it said best Randy Orton promo ever. This was damn good. It was one of the best, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it the best Randy Orton promo ever, or I thought it said like the greatest promo ever, but I digress. It was good. And Batista, shout out Batista. If you need anything to watch during this quarantine, if you've got Amazon Prime, his movie My Spy is out, and I heard some good things about it.
Really, you've heard good things.
I've heard good things to the one podcast that I listen to that actually reviews movies.
Oh, really? What podcast is that?
Shout out Trapdoor to Hell.
Trapdoor to Oh, and you did that collab with those boys.
Yes, and Dominic told the Chili Bowl story.
Oh, how could I forget? One of the greatest story of all times. Yes. Brandon, what's our match pick of the week? Tell me now.
Well, our match pick of the week, we're going to go back to 2009, Hell in a Cell. CM Punk takes on The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Shout out to friend of the podcast, Brian Zane. He did a video comparing the 2009 Undertaker run to the 1997 Undertaker title run. And this was the beginning of Undertaker's title run in 2009. I think it's about a sub 10-minute match, so it's not exactly an epic like the Undertaker CM Punk match from WrestleMania 29 was, but in-ring wise, for the short time that they had, I think they did a fine job with it.
Yeah, this match was about 10 minutes and 42 seconds. I do remember this match very, very fondly. They did good business. Taker walks out with the world title, and he loses it in, February of 2010? Because Shawn super kicks him, and thus that leads to the retirement of Shawn Michaels.
And Shawn Michaels' last match ever, because he never wrestled another match after that.
Never wrestled another match after that. You're right. Absolutely right. It's about time you get on the Sean bandwagon. I've been waiting for it, man. All right, follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram The Bulletcast, YouTube channel The Bulletcast, email us bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweet SWEET at gmail.com. 99.9 FM KW in Wattsville every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. Yeah, this was a lot of fun, Brandon. No, appreciate you for sticking by me in all these years and weeks and endeavors and whatever else. This is episode 178, am I correct? And that's what the script says, right? I think episode 180 in 2 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon's gonna host it. Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does that have to do all the work, like the script and everything?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. That's what has to happen. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Brandon and myself. We'll do another top 10. I don't know, maybe next week. We'll figure it out. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.